Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your life is stuck on pause? You wake up, same routine, same pressure, same doubts. You study, but you don't know why. You work hard, but you don't feel excited. And deep inside, there's a small voice that keeps whispering, "Is this really all my life is meant to be?" But you ignore it because chasing dreams feels risky, because failing feels embarrassing, because everyone around you says, "Be realistic." Here's the painful truth no one tells students. Most people don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they never try. And this story, The Alchemist, is not just a book, it's a mirror. It shows you why people give up on their dreams, why fear feels logical, why comfort feels safe, and why following your heart feels impossible, until it isn't. If you've ever felt lost, afraid, confused about your future, this story is about you. So don't scroll, because by the end of this video, you might finally understand what you're meant to chase. This story begins with a boy named Santiago. He's not rich, he's not famous, he's not special, he's just a shepherd. Every day he wakes up, walks with his sheep, eats simple food, and sleeps under the stars. From the outside, his life looks peaceful, but inside, something feels missing. Santiago has a dream, not once, not twice, again and again. A dream about a treasure waiting for him near the pyramids of Egypt. At first, he ignores it, like we ignore our dreams, because dreams feel unrealistic and reality feels safer. But the dream doesn't stop. It keeps returning. And that's the first lesson for students. If a thought keeps coming back, it's not random. Most people silence that voice early. They choose security over curiosity, marks over meaning, degrees over direction. But Santiago does something different. Instead of asking, "Is this possible?" he asks, "What if this is meant for me?" And that one question changes everything. Santiago meets a strange old man, a king who speaks about something most people never talk about, your personal legend. That thing you've always wanted to do, the dream you hide from others, the version of life you secretly imagine when no one's watching. The king says something powerful. When you truly want something, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. Sounds beautiful, right? But here's the catch. Wanting isn't enough. You must choose. And choosing your dream means giving up comfort, walking into uncertainty, disappointing people who expect you to play safe. Santiago sells his sheep, his only source of income, his safety net, his comfort. Students do the opposite. They wait until they feel ready, but readiness never comes. Dreams don't begin with confidence, they begin with courage. This moment teaches a brutal truth. If you don't prioritize your dream, life will replace it with distractions. And once you delay too long, fear becomes permanent. The moment Santiago starts his journey, everything goes wrong. He reaches a foreign land, gets cheated, loses all his money. Just like that, everything he risked is gone. This is where most people quit. And honestly, this is where you would quit too, because failure hurts more when you tried. It's easier to say, "I never really wanted it anyway." Santiago feels broken, lost, ashamed, but instead of going back, he works day after day in a crystal shop, cleaning, serving, learning patience. This is not the dream life he imagined, but here's the lesson students must hear. Progress often looks like punishment before it looks like success. Most people think failure means wrong path, but sometimes failure means training. Life doesn't test you to stop you, it tests you to see how badly you want it. And slowly, Santiago grows, not richer, stronger. As Santiago continues his journey, he learns something most people never do. The world speaks through signs, through intuition, through feelings you can't explain, but fear makes you deaf. Students are trained to listen to marks, rankings, opinions, not their inner voice. Santiago learns to listen to his heart, even when it's scared, even when it doubts, and his heart says something powerful. Fear of suffering is worse than suffering itself. How many times have you avoided starting because you were scared of failing? How many times did you overthink instead of acting? Your heart already knows the answer, but fear keeps negotiating. This part of the story teaches you don't need clarity to move forward. You need trust, and trust grows only when you take steps. Santiago falls in love, and suddenly the journey feels complete. Comfort returns, happiness feels easy. This is the most dangerous moment, because this is where dreams die quietly. He could stay, live a simple life, forget the treasure, and that's what most people do. They stop not because they failed, because they got comfortable. But real love doesn't trap you, it frees you. Love says, go become who you're meant to be. Students often choose comfort, relationships, entertainment, approval over growth. But growth demands sacrifice. Santiago chooses the journey again, because ignoring your dream doesn't kill it, it turns it into regret. When Santiago is ready, the mentor appears. The alchemist doesn't give instructions, he gives truth. He says, people fear suffering more than failure. And that line hits hard, because students aren't afraid of hard work, they're afraid of trying and still not being enough. The alchemist teaches transformation, not of gold, but of self. You don't become successful by luck. You become successful by becoming someone who can handle success. This is where Santiago stops being a boy and becomes disciplined, focused, brave. And that's the shift students need. Santiago reaches the treasure, and the truth shocks him. The treasure was near where he started. The journey was the real reward. The confidence, the courage, the wisdom. Students chase results, marks, jobs, money, without realizing the person you become matters more. Success doesn't change you, growth does, and growth only happens when you struggle. This story teaches 5 truths. You have a dream for a reason. Fear is normal, but obedience to fear is optional. Comfort delays destiny. Failure is training, not rejection, and action creates clarity. You don't need motivation, you need movement, and every small step counts. If you're watching this, you already know what your dream is, you're just afraid to admit it. But listen carefully, time will pass anyway. The only question is, will you stay the same or grow? Your journey starts with one step. Take it.